Powered by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA. Vodafone presents the pre-match.
That's right. The first match we're going to be seeing here within these two teams of the likes of NaVi and Mouse will be a little bit of Inferno, a very popular map and one where in which you might have asked yourself a few times, can we see any more Inferno, Chad?
I always want to watch more Inferno. It's one of the best maps in the pool. Really competitive.
How about we learn something about Inferno right now? We do have a pro tip, and it's for all you future pros out there, including you, Rushley, who I know are sitting idly by.
Hey Future Pros! Today we travel to Inferno to give you a hot smoke. This smoke will land in Arch. You are visible to mid when throwing the smoke, so make sure you already have mid control before lining it up. To do the smoke, get in front of this broom. Then aim to this window and move your crosshair up to the highlighted area and then throw. This will block off anyone playing in or outside of Arch, but be careful as they might try to re-peek from Library.
Man, there's just something so soothing about hearing Rushley say it too. I think that's the part that really kicks me right where I need it to when I need to learn something, Chad.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought this would get you going. You know what we say in times like this? We say, let's go to church. You know why we say that? It's because we got NaVi in the server, and that means the god of the game, Simple, is going to show us his presence and his skills.
It's true, and his brother has recently opened a sushi spot. Not that that has any bearing on this matchup whatsoever, but
it's a fun little tidbit.
For nutritious purposes, he's probably feeling just right going into this matchup tonight. They do have the likes of mousesports, where they're going to be squaring off on Inferno. So perhaps we start talking a little bit about NaVi. Yeah,
so if we look at them, last night was their debut in ESL Pro League for Season 8, because the first week, you know, they were taking a bit of time off. They didn't play any matches, and last night they actually had to play against the Ninjas in Pajamas and Space Soldiers, where they picked up 4 clean victories. There was that map on Mirage, if you remember rightly. They started down 12-3 on the CT side. They lost the half 12-3 starting on that CT side, and that is not a place you want to be, but they battled back. They had some fantastic performances, and one of the themes throughout last night was that all 3 of the stars of this team were firing. Simple, obviously, he's always fragging on point. You've got Electronic, the demigod now, stepped up to be the partner in crime alongside of Simple. And then if this NaVi team wants to be the best in the world, if they want to be able to tackle Astralis, if they want to be able to contend with Liquid all the time, they need Flame Dogger to step on up to the plate. And he did that last night. They had some fantastic plays. Edward had some clutch moments. Zeus with some fantastic calls. NaVi looking refreshed after their break trace. Everyone's going to be smiling.
Everybody's smiling, happy smiles. Everyone's just ecstatic. Some might even be excited around here, Chad. That might be what's going on.
Yeah, well, it is a good reason to be excited, because going up against a mousesports, Simple and Electronic, currently rated after 4 maps, the top 2 players in all of ESL Pro League. Now, this is a team that we've looked at the backside of the major, and yes, they've given themselves a little bit of cushion after this major. You know, we didn't see them in a Star Series. We didn't see them this, there, and the other. And rightfully so. You have to imagine there's a little bit of decompression that has to happen there when you go down like that. Well, in such a competitive environment like Counter-Strike, right? There's tournaments every single week. They're going on non-stop. And when you make it to the top of the mountain, when you make it to the pinnacle of a tournament, which is the major grand final, that's not an everyday affair. That's not an everyday account. And when you get so close and you fall so short, that's a devastating loss, and you definitely need time to recover. So respect to NaVi for being able to take this time to refocus and come out and continue that fantastic form. Not only that, we need to note that these changes to the economy actually favor their play style. They can get more guns up early if they want to go for more force play rounds, because NaVi, they're one of the teams still who make these rounds work no matter what they have. You get the guns in the stars' hands, and they're going to put the frags on the board. You're going to do something strange for a little piece of change, Chad. Yeah, I think that was the proverb as it is read. Now, you want to talk about economy changes. How about the $300,000 oof that has happened over on the mousesports side of things? Of course, I say $300,000. We don't exactly know.
That's not
speculation.
Our previewed information, but yes, speculation. So, Chad, talking about this oof, for what it's worth, would be Snacks in, Snacks out, Stiko out, Stiko back in. It's the weird sort of plus-minus thing going on there from Alabama. Math isn't my thing. So, Chad, sum this one up for the audience.
Well, after Star Series Season 5, Stiko got replaced. They brought Snacks in. After Star Series Season 6, Snacks got replaced and Stiko came in. That's simple maths.
It could be simple maths. I mean, they are taking on NaVi today. Why don't we just take a look at someone who can explain it way better than we can and really summarize this entire transaction up?
Say goodbye to Virtus Pro for a little bit. Say goodbye for a while, perhaps till the next event. In fact, that's true. They're gone. Fnatic move on. 16-2. This event might be the worst, I'm going to say, that we've ever seen from Virtus Pro.
Fed up with the bad performances, VP player Snacks left the roster to join mixed team mousesports. Snacks replaced the Slovakian player Stiko and started pursuing his dream of becoming one of the world's best once again.
I feel really happy about it. I have my motivation back. I still finding out my personal skill-wise and just play style. I'm really motivated. I want to win again and show the people that I'm still good.
But his time on mousesports would turn out to be a roller coaster, to say the least.
More pigeons flying in the sky, getting taken out by the likes of Guardian. And there it is. mousesports are eliminated and FaZe survive for now.
Sunny's got away with it. mousesports win it. The Battle of Brooklyn. And they're back to winning after the roster change. After so much work. And it's heartbreak for Liquid. mousesports in ESL 1.
And big. They're going to be closing this out in overtime at 19-17. They finally managed the best mousesports.
After the loss in Kiev, rumors started to spread that Snacks' time on the mousesports roster would soon be over. And the rumors turned out to be true. mousesports benched the Polish star and replaced him with the exact same player that he replaced in the first place, Stiko. It would seem like the mixed performances was the reasons for Snacks' shorter time on the roster, but according to the in-game leader Chris J, that wasn't the problem.
Both parties were hoping for something different than the other had to offer, so there was a clear mismatch in chemistry in-game. Snacks is a great player, but we couldn't get him to play in the way this team needs.
You know what this is, Chad?
This is brotherhood.
This is what brotherhood looks like. And also what it must feel like for Stiko to return home to the mousesports. Because he has found his way back on this lineup. He was removed, and now he's brought back. You have to imagine the dynamic of that team when it's minus Stiko plus Stiko. It's a weird one if you're coming back home.
Can you imagine the playlist, though? Like the breakup playlist that he's listening to? Like, you know, he's gone through all the sad songs and he's listening to the ones that are like, you know, I don't need you, I'm all good without you. Then he goes and plays for Cloud9, he gets put in star roles, he's actually fragging up a storm. And then they come crawling back. I'd be walking in there, chest out, pointing fingers, slapping people around, because he has been wanted by the mousesports roster. They benched him. They didn't need to. They were already a top 5 team in the world earlier this year. They were looking fantastic. You know what their biggest issue was? Not taking time off, Trace. They needed to calm down. They needed to play some practice. They needed to settle into this team and fix their map pool, because that became the biggest issue for this squad. And then as soon as they fixed that, they could have continued on their merry way. Unfortunately, they made this roster change. They wasted a truckload of money. And now they're in a position, they've just basically wasted 6 months. Now they have to start again, right? Stiko in the team. This is the thing this kid brings. In his previous rosters, when he was in Hellraisers, he was a fragger. He was getting it done, you know? He was no one to sneeze at. But he's come into this roster and he has acted as a player who's able to facilitate the lacking points that some of his teammates have. He communicates for other players. These guys look like a relatively quiet team. He's a very chipper kind of guy, you know? He brings up the mood and he plays a lot of the roles which aren't desirable. And you can see that in the statement issued by Snacks when he was removed from this roster. That, you know, they didn't want to change the way they played. They wanted someone to play Stiko's roles. They thought that someone could do that easily. And as someone who's played a supportive role in Counter-Strike before, Trace, let me tell you, it ain't that simple.
It's not that simple. But when you break it down, Chad, we have a breaking news segment.
Oh, not another one.
Yep, it's coming down the wire right now. It would appear as though one of your coveted sandwiches was stole from the refrigerator. And that's unfortunate for you. But back to the serious stuff. I know that one was really going to hit you close to home.
It hurts,
Can't get
man.
much closer than that. Chad, I mean, just looking at the names here, mousesports and NaVi, for what they've all built themselves up to be within these two lineups, this should be a pretty heavy-hitting matchup.
Yeah, because both teams have a lot of stars, right? We know what Sunny can do. That guy's a fantastic player. Oscar has had a return to form recently. Chris J's round that's going to go down in history as well. These are all these points that these guys on this mousesports roster, I didn't even mention Rops, one of those prodigies who we touched on earlier, going toe-to-toe with Simple and Electronic. It's always going to be fireworks. And we have seen how heavily one-sided the games have been recently. I don't think this will be the same affair. Both teams do enjoy a bit of a force buy. Could be back and forth, but there might be a few teething issues with Stico coming back in. It's not going to be as simple as plug and play, right? Things have changed over time. If they come back in and they get shellacked, if they get thrown around the server by NaVi, that's not the way you want to start off this journey, this rebuilding phase for mousesports, to go back and grab that top 5 in the world where they were not so long ago with this man in the roster. So that could be one little qualm, one little concern. But on a map like Inferno, it hasn't really been a strong point for mousesports.
I mean, just thinking about bringing him back in the lineup, and I talked a little bit about the dynamic in which that creates right off the bat, right? So you were on the chopping block, and now you're back. Now who's on the chopping block? What happens there? Obviously, they need to give it time. It's going to have to mature a little bit in its own ways. But if it's not plug and play, and they do have this little bit of preparation, where do they go from here? How do they start to get back on the same path, Chad?
I just think it's about what they identified earlier, is just sitting down and spending the time to make sure that they're building their practice regime and their map pool, because the individuals are there. The thing is, you need to make sure that you're refreshing the way that you approach the game. And having him come in, maybe we'll see the reinitiation of the honeymoon. You know, maybe that'll happen. The same thing what we saw with the Fnatic roster today, looking pretty hot with the new additions of Brolin and Twist. The thing is, this is just like getting married to the same person again. So I don't know if it'll have the same effects. We haven't really seen this in the Counter-Strike realms before. This will be one to document.
Have you ever heard of someone marrying the same person again, Chad?
Yeah, it happens in America all the time.
I'm not going to admit to that having happened in my family.
Oh, okay.
But it has indeed happened.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, you learn a little bit every day. And speaking of which, learning the news that we did learn via that quick update, Chad, would be the two Goonies we've brought in off of the street, seemingly, do have a little bit of an update, a little bit of a development for what is the sandwich situation currently.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to say hostage standoff with the sandwich, but definitely one of these guys have something to say about that. Now, who's it going to be? Who's going to answer for that?
How do you know about this first?
I know everything.
What happened with the sandwich situation?
Harry, over to you.
Yeah, sandwiches got stolen.
Did they really?
Yeah, one of four.
He went downstairs. We saw him.
Wait, we saw someone actually take the sandwich.
We didn't see him take the sandwich. This is where Harry went wrong, right? I walk in. We just came back from the toilet. I noticed a man walking downstairs, paying no attention. Harry goes to me, "Did you just see that man steal a sandwich?" I said no. He said he saw it with his own eyes and didn't do anything.
So I see him leave with like.
What does he look like?
I don't know. He was wearing like a grey t-shirt, Chad. I'll try and get you like a real good E-fit
ski mask on, or
no? He was just like.
My goodness.
I thanked at the top of the show.
Robbery.
I did a thank you for fixing the sandwich situation. Now we've had a guy come in to our fridge and steal a sandwich.
Chad, during this next map...
I am so angry
During this next map, you need to go downstairs, you need to work out who
He's going to have eaten it.
Cool it,
It's
Chad.
huge.
Focus it in. Bring it back in for just one quick second.
That
Don't
guy's
think
getting
about
fired.
the succulent avocados, the just appropriated portioned amount of bacon and chicken all together.
How are we going to fix
Where in which
this?
the jalapenos are sprinkled right on top, and the cheese is just formulated throughout the pasteurization process. Chad, more importantly than that is the blazing inferno that you're going to be going on alongside of these two teams and how this match ends up.
Well, it needs to be a long game because I have to actually file a full report about this one. So I think that just based off mousesports never really being a solid Inferno team, sure, they're a good Inferno team, but I don't think they're as good as NaVi on this map.
Okay. Well, you know, Chad, we are almost there at that point. It is almost time to jump into Inferno. And I guess, is there anything we should be looking at in terms of AWPs, fraggers? What kind of game do you expect Stico to have coming in today?
Stico, I don't know. I don't know where to place him because he is that supportive type guy. You don't expect him to come in and have the impact on the scoreboard. What he brings is outside of that. It's the communication, it's the teamwork, it's the sound fundamentals, Trace. You can't see that with the numbers.
Fundamentals are some things that these next two are lacking, but they are your commentators, and boy, are they uncaged and ready to unleash the beast. It's Harry and it's Hugo. Let's get it on.
Yeah, we're looking to put the fun back in fundamentals here. There we go, that'll do. NaVi versus mousesports, and map going to be Inferno.
Oh, well done. You can read. Not
I almost said Ukraine, and then I realised I was just reading the country that NaVi.
Everyone's favourite map.
Everyone's favourite map, DE Ukraine.
Oh, we're into this one. I'm so excited. I've been a big fan of Stiko back on this roster. Wanted to see him on it. I didn't want him to leave.
Martin?
Huh?
Big fan of Martin.
Love Martin. Love his life. You know, love all of it. So we're into this one, Harry. Stiko, the man, the myth, the legend. He's already down to 28 HP. Not a good start. Oh, he's really on the edge of things. Getting pilfered, and Simple just going to fire him off through the door. That's never fun. Good start for NaVi, though.
Yeah, he is a man on the edge. Here's a man on a ledge. It's Oscar. Moving on out. Ooh, my goodness. He's feeling good. Rops falls back into the pit, and he's going to get pressured. The rest of the guys coming in. Here's Oscar. He had a couple of nice shots, but that's all he's going to manage. Now Sunny finally dealt with. Rops inside of the pit. They've let him survive for maybe a little too long here, as he's looking pretty comfortable. Just Electronic left alive. Oh.
I'd love to know who you have coming into this game, like in terms of winner, right? It's so hard to tell, considering mousesports have been looking really good recently. Then they flopped at Star Series. Now they're back in with a roster change. Like, where are you looking at this from, Harry? What's happening? Where's this going?
I know you asked a lot of questions in a short space of time.
Pick one of them.
And I have a very limited attention span, Hugo. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, for me, I got mousesports. I got my boys over on the side of mouse. Okay. You got Martin back in here. You got Stiko.
That's the same person.
You know, yeah, I know. Yeah, ever since he developed those two separate personalities, things were just never quite the same. But he's an exciting prospect.
I like the Tech 9s. I don't know what you think, Harry. But
yeah, dude. Yeah, no, they're pretty great as well, I guess. Let's just side rail that point.
Mousesports are all in middle right now.
They are, and they're not meant to be here, Hugo.
Mousesports in the middle. That's a Malcolm joke somewhere in there, but I'm not intelligent enough to make it. NaVi. They're still on the T ramp. They barely left spawn right now. But in fact, mousesports, well, they kept the pressure up early on. They somehow flee back to the sites in a 5-on-5. Barely any damage done. It's only going to go back into middle for a bit of a peek, and he will get a bit of damage his way. Going to try and take down Zeus, but unsuccessful. Solo B setup for mousesports here with just Chris J, and that could not be a worse decision to make right now for Mouse. They need to rotate, and they will. Stiko pulls himself into position. He's now up on the coffins, but no rifles here on the B site. Of course, there's only one on the server here for mousesports in terms of automatic rifles. That's on Sunny. Electronic has an AK. In fact, Electronic has a better gun than anyone on mousesports, despite NaVi being around down, and he's going to be poised and ready to attack this B site.
Yeah, here's Stiko and Chris J to try and hold them back. Chris J, go for one. Stiko, lots of damage, but ultimately not much on the kill front coming on in. Robs making his way up through Banana. And this round is gone pretty disastrously here for mousesports. Oscar had a good pistol round. He's going to try and do even better with the scout. And well, he's hungry for the round. He wants the whole thing. He doesn't just want little snacks. He wants the full dinner. The only issue is 1v3, Hugo.
And you pulled that joke out early.
Yeah, you know.
I like it. Does get himself a gun to play with, but probably not going to swap the scout off. Is just going to retreat, and Simple, of course, going full get right here in the spawn. Oscar is not ready for that one, and Simple has finished him off. So, NaVi 1-1. They bounce back from the pistol loss. They get their force buy. Again, we talked about, like, if any team was going to be going for these second round force buys, I think NaVi would be a good example of that. They didn't yesterday in the matches that we saw, but they've done some homework, Harry, and they've come back in top trumps. 3 AKs into this round as well from NaVi. Mousesports really don't have a lot to play with in terms of their weaponry, and so this is where NaVi can potentially run away with a nice couple of rounds here. Sonny looks for something over the top, but he does get a bit of damage, but the nade goes right down to Stiko and puts him on 27 points of health. Nice response from the NaVi folks. Banana is not going to be a point where Mousesports can really contest for too much longer. In fact, it's very common to see these kind of rounds where you have that arch split open. NaVi, if they realized it, they could easily bring that bomb up towards Banana, send a couple of players wrapping on arch, take over that B bomb site from the CT spawn, but after Edward gets that kill on the A site, Stiko going to look towards his back line, make sure no one's coming in from CT. And that won't be the case just yet, because NaVi is still focused up on this A site right now. They're still in the apartments. We've got one more man on short. That's just Rops. Well equipped, but alone. And NaVi are about to put him to the test.
Yeah, bomb plant looking to come on in, and mousesports is trying to hold on to these pistols inside of the B bomb site. NaVi will be picking themselves up a second round early on here. Potentially going to be keeping 5 alive as well. They still have yet to get this bomb down, so really doing a good job of clearing out these sites. I think they want to go and hunt down every single player here for mousesports. Now they look to close this gap, and indeed they do. They want to take away as much as they can.
mousesports trying to dig holes in the walls to crawl and chew the electric sockets because NaVi are breaking down the doors. They're into the site. Chris J does get a kill, Sunny as well, but by and large, this is looking good for the side of NaVi. They take it nice and clean. 3 guns kept, all of them AKs. NaVi take that 2-1 lead. Now we have the full eco from mousesports. Grit your teeth and take it, boys, because NaVi are coming in with another one. Not a penny spent for mousesports.
Yeah, they're just going to try and rush everyone in through mid. Oh, that's all the nade damage in the world, and then they're going to get sprayed down by Electronic. That was an ace, by the way. That's nice. Nice bit of money for him. He's 8-1. Nice confidence boosting round as well.
Oh, here's the AWP for Chris J here. Oscar going to go with that shotgun. We see this on Nuke, right? Chris J taking the AWP over Oscar, but on Inferno, that's a surprise. Oscar, I mean, pretty armed with the XM. This is going to be great in apartments or close B, for example. Even playing that A bomb site if he's forced back. That's a nice nade. So he's getting tagged down to 50. Chris J, he's not hunting for a pick on this B site. He's playing very passive considering he doesn't have armor, so nades from NaVi can really shut him down, and that's why he's not playing a position that is traditionally naded. He's playing actually on the B site, peeking wide. Because you can't really nade this one unless you bounce it off the wall, and by that point Chris has time to react. He's going to walk back into B. No one here though. NaVi are ready to execute on this A bomb site. There's 3 players here for mousesports, but are they ready? Are they prepared?
Well, oh, Rops, well, he's certainly prepared. He's also going to be full of 9mm rounds. Oscar trying to hold his own, but everyone gets toppled within seconds of one another. And NaVi, another round of their name, and another round where it looks like they might wait before they go ahead and get this bomb down. Look to try and close the gap and hunt down these mousesports guys inside of this B bomb site. It's Stiko and Chris J still up. Gathered up here on Banana.
Oh, that is filth. That is such filth. We've started seeing teams like Astralis like double nade that position from Banana just before they go for an execute into a site. They just throw 2 nades, but one will put Stiko down to 4. He was tagged up earlier, but that's something. Molotov cuts off this Ruins chase, but NaVi's still going to have time to kill these players. Edward just wallbangs Stiko out. Chris J's been spotted, and I would be surprised if they let him live. He does get one, but there's the trade from Zeus and a free AWP that maybe he didn't get out of choice because Simple, he doesn't always AWP on this T side of this map.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the very fast and aggressive plays into these bomb sites have been working so well for NaVi. Why slow it down, right, by picking up an AWP? Plus, you know you're going to be running into the eco here from mousesports once again. NaVi, we saw just yesterday, had phenomenally strong T sides.
Yeah.
That's something to bear in mind. It was their CT halves where they fell off drastically. I think they got, what, like 12-3'd when they played versus...
Oh, yeah, who did they play? Was it, I want to say FaZe? Because damn, dude. Really throwing us under the
it was a
bus.
12-3 half in favor of NIP, and then they won it on their T side, 16-13. That was it.
They still went 4-0 last night. That's one thing to remember. NaVi had a flawless evening of Pro League games, and those are the first games that NaVi played as well. So that's a really good start. I would imagine with shots like that and games like we've seen from NaVi, I think after tonight, if they continue as they did yesterday, they're going to be top of the league. In terms of, like, obviously, some teams have played more games, so some teams have, like, 8 wins, but they also have, like, 6 losses. But, well, that's, about that. But I think NaVi, in terms of, like, win-loss, are going to be the highest if they keep this up.
Well, Rops. Never mind. NaVi up 5-1. And now this buy comes in for mousesports. Obviously, they have Stico rejoining the roster. I'm curious how much that's going to affect things, right? I wonder how much mousesports changed on the addition of Snacks. And now if they're going to try and go back to how they used to play with Stico, maybe he wants to play somewhere different, right? You know, this is like... I
don't think Stico has any bargaining rights coming into this team. Like, I think like mousesports need him, and they know that, but he can't come into this team and muscle his way through, right? Like, he is still the support player, and that's not a bad thing. You know, it's pretty important to have one, but
it's just you know, it's like they've tried to return to a relationship here. They've tried to rekindle a flame, and now both of them, they've grown as people. Things have changed. Maybe they're not into the same interests anymore.
They've learned, Harry.
Yeah,
that's the most important.
They've grown as people, and you know, maybe that means that Stico wants to play somewhere else every now and again. This sounds really weird.
He has blossomed
this
into a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah, okay, this is getting really weird. Gone off the rails. NaVi. They've also been derailed. They're right here with us. It's a 3v5. It's looking like mousesports could be on to finding their first round here. Or their second round, rather, what I'm on about. But they're first in these rifle buys.
They're first into pistol.
Yeah.
Remember, NaVi did win that second round force buy on the B-bomb site. Now, the B will not be the target for now. That's a library smoke going down for NaVi. Over the top of middle. That's going to cut off anyone playing passively, but aggressively Sonny goes. He pushes all the way up and takes down Edward. While Zeus has found an entry kill to this B bomb site, there's still a smoke there, so he doesn't want to push into the waiting moors of Stico with a Molotov. Oscar wins his duel, and just like that, this round is falling apart. That bomb too far away. Zeus is doing a great job of trying to salvage something, but it's not enough. Either way, that damage will be... oh, wow. That's so rip. The AWP was dropped into the coffins there. Stico couldn't pick it up. Got buried.
I've tried to think of a coffin joke as well, and I just can't.
Oh.
It's a pretty grave situation, I guess.
You couldn't come up with one with something stuck in your throat where you coughing. That's even
I mean,
worse.
I just made one. You just talked over it, so it's kind of upsetting.
Ooh,
here's Chris J with an AUG. We love to see that. We love an AUG.
Big AUG fan here.
So does Chris J. I want to see 5 AUGs, because then it's a AUG G. That's the official term. I think that's it. I don't know. But,
yeah, I'm stealing that. That's amazing.
Here's Oscar with an AWP out for mousesports. Where's he currently sat? Over here towards long. He's not going to see anyone anytime soon. So maybe we don't talk about him. Maybe instead we focus instead on Zeus and Electronic, currently building some controller. Banana here for NaVi. Now they back away, rejoin up with Simple. Down here in mid.
Yeah, you better write that one down. Fast flash out for Edward. He's going to be hunting. Sunny does retreat. He even has a smoke as well. mousesports still have a good bit of utility. They've held on to loads of nades this one. So 40 seconds on the clock as that smoke goes down. That's going to cut it off for another 10 or 15. NaVi are really going to be hard stuck for time, but again, it's not like this team hasn't had experience doing that. Fake smokes to B. Zeus is going to dive into his likely death here on his own, and it's forced to third rotate. Sunny's actually moved back towards that B bomb site. Problem is, Harry, 18 seconds left on the clock. NaVi have got to speed up the pace. We've got Rops here close, and Oscar's already dropped the first out of the apartments. Rops, great off angle to find himself a second, and just like that, this round is done. NaVi can't win it. 10 seconds on, and they have to run.
Ultimately, it's the time that ends up being the real bane of things there for NaVi. mousesports picking up a 3rd round. Still yet to see Chris J on his org get too much done with it, but it is interesting to see it picked up. We haven't really seen it used. Right? I remember when the change came in, I was like, that's it. This is, you know, the end of CS as we know it. I know it's still been early days. Ooh, Chris J. Man. Look at that movement. Here we go. Nice little cheeky rumbish. Doesn't lead to anything. Would have been lovely. But that was with Stiko, right? So that's a nice little...
See, that's the support play that Stiko brings to his team. He will rumbose you anywhere.
You know, he protect, he attack. Most of all, he stack. There you go, mate. You nailed it. Finishing each other's sentences or sandwiches. We could have done that joke, and then it would have been a real hard-hitting dose of reality as well, because our sandwiches got stolen.
That's a real unfortunate one.
Which I can just imagine Chad right now doing some like Navi-esque B-bomb site clearances into these rooms, looking for his last sandwich.
He reported back. He went downstairs to have a look, and he couldn't find it. So someone's just done a nick and run. That's not cool. Don't steal sandwiches, guys. Oh, nice shot, though, from Simple. He's going to take down Stiko up on that B-bomb site, re-peeking in. NaVi with a man advantage now in mousesports. How do they react? They rotate a player over. That's actually Chris J just playing that arch position. He's still here on A, actually. So NaVi, they think they're up against a 2-man setup on A, but in fact, it's quite the opposite of that. Not that 3 is the opposite of 2, but more. In fact, Chris is finally going to rotate as Rop smokes off their apartments. NaVi, again, they can't afford to lose another round of time, Harry. They've got to go for this one regardless, smoke or not. Luckily enough for them, Rops has run out of delaying utility on this balcony, so NaVi are going to get a chance to run right through into the A-bomb site. Oscar trying to lock things down from the library, but there's no one here playing long, so he's got to move back into the A site, which he does. Rop sprays away, but he only gets 1 before dropping to the bottom. Now the push is out for NaVi, but again, 10 seconds, and Oscar's dropped the bomb. This round is done. Again, NaVi cannot afford to leave this so late, and Oscar is just styling on the A-bomb site. 2 kills for him, but it doesn't make a difference. NaVi have run out of time.
The biggest enemy right now for NaVi is themselves, and it's, you know, a real metaphorical battle I think a lot of us face, Hugo, but for NaVi it's quite a bit more literal. You know, these last few rounds going down to the timer, giving them up the way of the mouse side. Tactical timeout called in for NaVi. I do like the idea that maybe the call is just to not wait till there's 10 seconds left.
The problem is, NaVi, you can't use these tactical timeouts to add on to your normal round time. That's not how it works. You don't get 2.5 minutes.
Wow. That's fine. Yeah, they're taking some time. They're flicking through the note pages.
Yeah.
Picking those up, possibly from the floor.
Getting the books. For reference, all of Trace's notes have fallen off the desk, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, man, I can't even hear you. Yeah. He goes down on the ground. He's just throwing paperwork everywhere.
Just looking for the employee notes of whoever stole our sandwiches. Hurry. Get them fired.
Really not happy about it, but. No. You know, as mousesports have learned, sometimes you got to roll with the punches, try and make the best out of a bad situation.
Oof, Electronic is in an awful situation. 9 HP. Well,
no HP.
No HP. Stiko's found him with a nade, and NaVi looking to flash through a smoke in middle. This is how desperate we've got it. It's a minute and a half on the clock. You don't have to run through every smoke, but they've gone for it anyway, and they forced Oscar back as he goes in forward. He takes a kill with him. Dying in the Molotov, Edward will be a crispy corpse, and Oscar wants a little bit more. He's found himself 2. Blamey's dead as well. And just like that, even a rotate's come into position for mousesports, as if this round wasn't hard enough.
Yeah, they will Molotov. Any potential of a re-peek away at least. 50 seconds left. Time has been a reoccurring problem here for NaVi. This time, they've got plenty of it. They just have no manpower. It's going to be Simple and Zeus left up, and Zeus all the way here toward A on his lonesome. Going to go ahead and trump the org of Chris J. Still has to worry about Rops. He's got no idea that he's here. Sunny even helping out, and Simple left in a 1v4. Up here in the apartments, he's going to be looking to try and spot something, but they see him, and that's the bomb spotted as well. The last man up for NaVi. All these rotations coming in from mousesports now. Simple is just going to go ahead and try to save. So mousesports finding themselves a 5th, and they're 4th in a row at that. Once again, with the time running out for NaVi.
Oh, big surprise. Oh, Simple, if he dies after time, that will be a failure. He does get the kill, but he's surrounded, Harry. Oh, no. Stico! Oh, he's done it. That's the AWP gone, and no loss bonus to Boots. And that would have been 4-round loss bonus for Simple. He would have had the AWP in this upcoming round. I mean, he can still get it dropped over, but... yeah, that's a horrible, horrible time to go down. NaVi have already had a strong start to this T side, but they've got to keep it continuing as mousesports have clearly found their own in these final few. 4 in a row here for the CT side, and the aggression is relentless. Sunny has pushed down Banana this time. He's got support from the AUG of Chris. And that early rotate from Stico coming back as he moves to the other side of the map. More re-smoking here for the CT side. Did they quad stack A early on? Because Chris still has a smoke. Sunny just threw his. Stico still has a smoke. So I don't know how they got that initial deep banana smoke at all. Unless someone threw that from A, or they had a 4-man setup at the beginning of the round, which I missed. Oscar's going to get tagged as well. He's down 3 points of health on that A-bomb site. Definitely not how you want to start if you're mousesports, but... NaVi, I mean, don't exactly have much to play with either. UMP... 2 Molotovs, 1 smoke grenade left. They have the control towards top banana here, and Stico just peers into it, keeping his eyes on that smoke push. Chris J opting not to scope in with this AUG, interestingly enough. We'll see if that changes.
Here comes this push. It looks like it's going to be another one left down to the wire. Already these rotations coming in, and Stico, he's going to line up a quick triple. Now Sunny emerges. Edward answers back with 2 of his own, but him and Simple both tagged so low. They're going to start to edge into this. Now we get to see the AUG as it's its time to shine. Never mind. We're never going to see that happen. Simple backs away. It's another save from NaVi. I've never seen so many saved T rounds.
And it's not even like rounds they want to be saving in either. Like, that's a sick round from Stico. Support player, by the way.
Yeah.
3
also,
kills.
Hugo, do you scope with the AUG?
Do I scope with the AUG? I don't use the AUG because I use real guns. But
all right, just come for all of us AUGers.
Why? Should I not scope with the AUG if I use it?
I mean, like, yeah, just do whatever feels right to you.
Yeah, I just think, you know, I would assume the AUG is better scoped in, like, in terms of accuracy. I think I'm right on that statistically. I don't know why it wouldn't be. I don't use it. I know the SG is. The SG is way more accurate when you scope it.
Yeah.
I use that gun occasionally.
Yeah, the AUG always did feel like a weird one to me.
Real awful weapon.
Yeah, it's like all the joy of like I don't know, like an M4, but none of the, I don't know.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know, mate. It's just, you know, that's...
You like the AUG or not? I can't even tell. You're so ambiguous. It's like all the joy of the M4, but I don't know. But what?
Just too much money, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, well, not anymore, Harry.
Why scope in?
It's nice and cheap.
I don't know. It's still too much.
Do you like the AUG or not?
No, it's terrible.
Okay,
it's
good.
trash.
Right, glad we've
but
established that.
You know, maybe Chris J can change our minds. I'm ready for Chris J.
He made the MP7 meta.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ready for him to open my eyes to whole new ways of thinking.
Yeah. Maybe just start with opening your goddamn eyes, Harry.
Yeah, that's true. That's why it doesn't matter if I use the scope or not.
Oh, flash up for long for NaVi. Look at that repeat from Sunny. Edward was so ready for that. Quick kill for NaVi is going to open up this A bomb site. And even though it's a B split here, we actually have Oscar still holding that library wrap. He's more than ready for what's coming through because they spotted these 2 players on long, but without the bomb. So it's pretty clear that this is a B wrap. Zeus has pushed up and caught Chris J out of position, taking 2 frags for himself. And now this retake is certainly, I was about to say on, but given the situation, mousesports may just opt to save. Especially with the money. These 2 guns are worth so much. Look at that cash distribution for mousesports. They can buy up if they save. So, yes, save.
Yeah, they should get away with it as well. NaVi aren't really in a position to go and throw their weight around and go hunting either. So it's going to be 6-6, all tied up. And when you think about how strong NaVi's T-sides are and how essential they were to the success of NaVi on day 1, And, yeah, just to give you guys an idea, as we kind of said, versus NIP, it was a 12-3 half on Mirage on their CT side. Then they go T side, they win it 16-13.
For reference, they went down 12-3.
Yeah.
And still won the game.
And a similar story even on Inferno, right? They were able to win that 16-11 after, I believe it was like a 10-5 half to NIP. So, you know, this isn't... While 6-6 for your average team might kind of look all right now for NaVi, they've seemed very dependent on these reasonably decent T sides. But a new round, a new day. Chris J over towards Banana. He goes ahead and blows Zeus away.
NaVi don't seem to really care, though. They were set up for this 4-man A attack. So, yeah, Zeus has gone down, and that's allowed mousesports to rotate a player, meaning this A site is now going to be bolstered when it comes to the defense. A more difficult nut to crack. What's a hard nut to crack, Harry? Like a walnut? So this A site is a bit of a walnut right now. And Stiko in the corner, they could molly him out of this position. He does have support from Oscar, and that repeat coming in with the flashbang. Stiko also spots, and he sees Edward. It goes both ways. Edward knows exactly where he is. If he calls for his teammate to molly out that position, this could be so good, and there it is. Molly down, smoke to save Stiko's life. Oscar was ready for that. It's actually, sorry, Stiko to throw the smoke down, and Rops is even doing damage as Simple's forced back in through the boiler into that Molotov, so he takes some damage on the retreat. Now NaVi, desperation players. Stiko comes in from the back with the stab, taking down Simple in the bomb, and Rops can even finish off the round. Really nice work from mousesports.
I felt compelled to read up on walnuts, but yeah, you were bang on. Also, I learned that the actual like nut bit of a walnut is called the nut meat.
The nut meat,
which is
that your nickname?
No, God, no. It's you know, that's a science term right there, babe.
It's on Wikipedia.
Exactly. What a you know, that never wrong. But here we go. 7-6. You go mousesports in the lead, and a chance here for them to maybe win out this half in a pretty convincing fashion at that. Tactical pause called on in for NaVi. And well, you know, we need to get into the real nut meat of this round as the buy comes on in. It doesn't feel right, does it?
What, nut meat?
No. No. Why is that what it's called? Just like call it just the nut is fine. There's no meat involved. Oh well, here's Oscar. Oh my, the nade usage down Banana has just been fantastic. Simple's already been deleted, and he hasn't seen anyone into this round. Oscar looking downrange, even going to go and tag up Zeus with the AWP. He's pretty lucky to only get away taking, what, 35 damage there?
Yeah. That must be a leg through a wall or like a body shot through a wall. Really not a lot of damage for the AWP, but hey, every little helps. mousesports are already poised and ready to close out this round. Simple's dead, the AWP's in the hands of Flamey. Definitely a capable secondary AWP for the team, yes, but it's not an easy round for NaVi to convert. Back to the A site, maybe. This has been a difficult one for them. They've been having far more success down on B, but success, that was a long time ago, Harry. We have not seen NaVi win a round in the last few, in fact. Apart from that, actually one 6th round that they got reset just 2 ago. Now they're going to be setting up for this A play after all. Oscar's just going to miss that cross there. Edward gets into position, and he's going to be ready and waiting to push on up. He can catch Sonny as well. Repositioning, he was already very low, so that's only a 1-bullet kill from Edward. 2 in the pit's going to make things very, very difficult, though, as it gets hot and heavy. Oscar finds himself both. Rops is here as well, and a bunch of utility going out. We do have this long wrap as Flamey can hear the footsteps in through the library, and he takes down Stiko as well. Problem is, Electronics 1 HP, and the bomb is dropped on short.
Yeah, 15 seconds time. Surely not going to be the real issue here for NaVi once again. They have to go ahead and get that bomb, and that's it. They've backed away. They've decided to save. They're going to hold the AWP and the AK to the next round.
I mean, we talk about how like commonly people save on Inferno, but we're typically regarding like CTs,
CT side,
right?
Yeah, definitely.
After bombs go down. Not
yeah, if we
Ts.
can bring up the scoreboard when we're done seeing this wonderful replay of Oscar just decimating NaVi. We could bring up the scoreboard and see. It's not on there. I completely forgot. I always forget that.
We can see on
yeah, we can do this
5
ourselves.
rounds. Mousesports have won to time here out of their 8. 5 rounds, Harry.
That's just wild. How do you even really build up an economy if you're NaVi and not just buy every round? Yeah,
because every round is like a complete mixed bag. We got like ranging from a pistol to like an M249. Like someone's on like max money, someone is poor. That's the money right now for NaVi, and that just only forces you to force buy even more just to equal out the cash.
Yeah, simple. He's the top 1% of the 1% right now. He's got the open armor. He's the man with the full investment. Electronic, pretty wealthy, has the AK in hand. The rest of the guys, well, they got one smoke and a Molotov to try and make this B play work. Really, the only site you could look to hit with this sort of utility as well, it's kind of ideal. You can smoke off either coffins or the cross. You're probably going to go ahead and use that on the cross initially and then save the molly for coffins. mousesports is actually giving NaVi a decent bit of room to work with. Not aggressing over there towards A, so they're going to have to play very, very reactive to this. That does mean if NaVi can find their openers, hit their shots, and there's very much a chance for them still in this round. And critically, a missed shot from Chris J. Doesn't miss the second time around, though, and this has already been put to a stop with that incendiary raining in. The momentum's completely gone for NaVi. Their utility's been thrown out and has since dissipated. Zeus going to manage one, but you still have to get past Chris J. Oscar now swinging in as well, and Simple left in a 1v4. It's just not happening for him, and that will be mousesports going 9-6 at the end of this first half.
Yeah, that's such a weird half of Counter-Strike from NaVi, right? Like the rounds they're winning, especially in the early game, those first 5 rounds that they picked up after losing Pistol, NaVi looked so good. They had some nice executes, you know, everyone hitting their shots, everyone pushing together, really fast pace as you were talking about back then. But then just suddenly something changes and NaVi lose a couple of rounds and they just lose confidence and they just start slowing it down and waiting till the last 10 seconds. Yes, a lot of that is due to the utility usage from mousesports being really good. Like smokes going down to the 40-second mark is always going to make things hard for NaVi. But even so, like NaVi giving so much room to mousesports, and I don't know, just looks like a completely different team after about 6-7 rounds into the game. So hopefully they can bounce back in the second half. mousesports having a great, stunning debut with Stiko back in the Pro League on this team. Come all the way over from NA, bringing maybe some major winning knowledge from the C9 guys over there.
Yeah, maybe. 9-6, you go. mousesports, they're able to win out the pistol initially, but had that instantly taken back by NaVi, if you remember. That was all we saw NaVi get the majority of their rounds, actually. Was they picked up 5 in a row on the back of that. So when you take all that into consideration, once the economy stopped really playing into it for mousesports, every other round almost going the way of the mousesports CT side. Now moving to this T side half, can we see the good times continue for mousesports? And will NaVi be able to best their kind of terrible track record on these CT halves as we saw yesterday? Edward certainly seems to think so.
Oh, Simple's here as well, trying to cut down the logs, but he forgot to bring his axe. Zeus luckily bails him out, those big guns. Taps down onto Oscar, and now mousesports, they're down a man in this one. They've luckily kept alive both utility players, however, that is both a blessing and a curse. They have no armor, apart from Rops. Being set up against USP's armor, definitely the least important factor. More so want that on the CT side. And what is this stack from NaVi? I mean, this is ballsy. Like they can go for this and just play for the retake if mousesports were to hit B, but you're giving mousesports a lot of room in this round where you don't necessarily need to. 3 on A would be more than enough. And now I guess it's going to be the right call if mousesports commit, but that doesn't look to be the case. There's bomb still in Banana. And Rops has backed off. One flashbang to peek them up towards that A bomb site. That keeps Zeus in this CT position. But I think the more time that passes, the more that NaVi start to doubt this stack and they rotate a player over. So Zeus goes back towards B. Still alone here. So do not count mousesports out of this round by any means. Because again, if they get that bomb down, it's a whole nother task for NaVi to retake. As he smokes rain over, that's going to signal this one pretty quickly to NaVi.
Yeah, Zeus not making the decision to go through it. Instead, just waits on the other side for these rotations to come in. It's going to be a 4v3 with bomb planted in favor, and advantage-wise in favor of NaVi, but don't have any utility to try and get back into this. mousesports, a little bit of time to get in these post plants. They leave a man down on Banana. It's going to be Sunny. Has this crossfire set up with Stika, but he's immediately going to fall. And now Rop's brought down low as well. It is just a symphony of death inside of that B-bomb site. And every one of those frags going the way of NaVi. The defuse comes on in. NaVi win themselves the pistol and get off to a 7-9 start. With that bomb plant, mousesports going to have a bit of cash if they want to invest in pistols here. Or we can maybe see like 2 AKs brought up, dropped over, try something risky.
Well, they want to take a bit of a moment, Harry. Sit down, decide.
There's a lot of new economic options available.
I'm all for it, you know. Work out exactly how you want to approach this. 2 AKs, not a bad idea at all. The only problem with that kind of buy is it really cripples the 2 players that drop the AKs because you're spending all of your money on that gun. Of course, you can be just dropped over a pistol from a player who just bought up armor. But yeah, it's just not a great situation. Like, you can... It's good because if you have a team with like Simple Electronic, right, you just give them AKs and you send in Zeus and anyone else, Edward first, and then Simple Electronic just trade those kills. But if those 2 rifle players die first, for example, that's when it gets very, very difficult because then you have unarmored players with AKs up against SMGs, and yeah, not great. But a full force, everyone armored, everyone pistoled. We got a couple of MAC-10s in the mix. This isn't a bad decision from mousesports. They're going to see what they can get done with it, of course, up towards this B bomb site. Chris J already up there with his teammate Sunny. RB, only aggression is in second middle, and that is actually punished. Rops gets away with a kill and is able to back off as Flamey begins to hunt down the bottom of apartments. NaVi relentless with this aggression. And as it's already come back to haunt them with their first death, that's opened up the B site as an option here for mousesports.
Simple peeking into this. He's actually going to fall short, and Zeus immediately follows up. Into the crosshair as Stiko and Sunny, they both go, and then that will just be Flamey and Electronic now forced to try and save. So mousesports, they steal a 10th round away from NaVi. Really around, they had very little business winning. They managed to get it done. And this is a pretty horrid situation to be in for NaVi, right? Because the new economy system is, you know, if you lose the pistol, then you eco into the next, you get your buy in round 3, and it's not the end of the world. But if you lose your anti-eco, there's a lot more emphasis on having to close these out now because for NaVi, you know, they force buy down into this next round. If they lose that with only the 2 rifles and a handful of pistols and your eco, suddenly, you know, mousesports are up to a 12-7 lead before you have your buy on the board. So, pretty dire straits here for NaVi. One man who hasn't been having the best time of things right now is Simple, in my opinion. You know, we've seen him struggle quite a bit thus far.
I don't think you need to defend it with my opinion. He's on 6 kills, Harry. That's definitely not enough. Sorry, 7 after that round, I think. But yeah, definitely not enough. This is a player that NaVi depend on. Flamey as well, another guy who, he's not always like regarded as the same as Simple Electronic, but he was having some fantastic maps last night, putting up a lot of kills, second on the scoreboard behind Electronic in one of the games. So yeah, we need these 2 guys to step up here, and on the CT side, that's sometimes hard to get the same warm-up that you would on the terrorist half. You're more waiting, holding angles, allowing teams to push into you, and getting rushed by 2 or 3 players at a time. Not easy. Yeah, this is a very good chance for mousesports now run away with the game. I think on the flip side, trying to look on the positive, is Stiko is having a fantastic performance here, and is the second on the scoreboard behind Oscar. Now again, we don't have any real massive outliers for mousesports apart from Oscar, who's on like 18 kills. In fact, Sunny, Rops, Chris, these guys are all pretty quiet, but with Stiko in second place and mousesports in the lead, that's a good sign. Either way, pistols here for NaVi with a saved M4 for Electronic, but they can't save this round, even if mousesports walk into the stack.
Yeah, and it looks like they will. Electronic and Edward are both here. So, potential for things to still go awry for mousesports as they start to push on in. It's going to be Electronic flashed on through from CT. He's going to actually get wrecked at the very first hurdle. mousesports moving on to that 11th round, and now no money left for NaVi. And this is sort of that situation I was describing, Hugo. It's going to be 12-7 before we see that buy on the cards for this CT side, and even then, Electronic, thankfully, has actually saved a bit more money, so they can roll with that AWP.
And as you mentioned, NaVi CT sides have been the bane of their existence in these last couple of days. Despite going 4-0 last night, there were some real dicey situations on this map.
The one good thing is, right, at least maybe you can look to get Simple off to a good start. If you can try and get him on the AWP, start to build some confidence, because he didn't have it, at all over on the T side. And that's just because they don't really like to run it all too much on their T side of Inferno. A lot of teams elect to do the same thing. If we can see Simple start to find his footing here, start to build up some confidence, that's when this NaVi team is going to be deadly. Because you look at it right now, you got Zeus top of the board, which, should be nothing rude to Zeus, but it should be an immediate red flag just because you look at the other names that should be there, where he is right now.
Ooh. The cleanup crew is here to stay for mousesports. Chris J making a lot of money with that Mac 10, Sonny with a nice couple of kills as well. Confidence boosters for mousesports, who 3 players were coming into this half with like 8-7 kills, so definitely what you want, as a lot of this has really been Oscar, especially on that CT side. A lot of AWP frags from him, and here we go now, Harry. We're getting into the real meat and potatoes, the nut meat and potatoes of this second half. The buy round now for NaVi. No AWP, Electronic focusing on the utility rather. Not a bad idea, but again, it's a problem for NaVi that they don't have any AWP. And considering how close we are to the potential end of this game, if mousesports keep up the pace that they've been showing us, then yeah, we might not see it at all.
Early on, going to be 4 players over here toward this A bomb site, and still you have one man keeping an eye on Banana, not letting any aggression come through. Rest of the squad taking control of top mid. Now turn their attention back toward B, and Edward here alone, deep within CT as well. One smoke is all it's going to take to nullify him. NaVi taking this gamble, perhaps as well, and kind of in lieu of the utility that they would like to have. You don't really have a lot of room to slow down any of these pushes from mousesports. They tried to go for the gamble based on what they saw early on. It doesn't look like that's panned out. It looks like it should be a 5v5 retake. Edward flashed through. Okay, has found Sunny, able to dart into the bomb site, but Chris J finally comes in with the trade. Zeus flash. Oh, that there would have been a massive kill to get. Unfortunately, doesn't come through. And even now, Rops in the back line as well. For NaVi, if they try and save, you need 3 players to stay alive. And Rops is immediately going to look to try and throw a spanner in the works there. If NaVi save and only 1 or 2 players side, that is just an absolute disaster as far as they're concerned. Ooh, Rops spots the leg. Simple. Going to get bested there by the Estonian Wonder Child, but Electronic does at least manage to trade.
Yeah, still a good round for mousesports. I mean, kills on the exit or not, they're still getting the score, Harry, and that's all that matters. 3 away from a victory, and as you said it yourself, not even 3 players surviving for NaVi. So, starting to get very, very dicey.
Yeah, this one from mousesports just, being a tough nut to crack. To them taking the absolute pistachio out of NaVi. Not much for them to invest with, but they're going to go for it, understandably. A few players staying alive here on the NaVi side has spurred on that decision to go for a buy. The one issue that now runs is they've got no money left, so they're very reliant on finding success here. And thus far, I haven't seen much that would inspire confidence in that, but it's NaVi. You can't ever count them out.
They're actually going to choose to triple stack this, quad stack this A bomb site. They're rotating very, very early. Problem is, Flamey, he's locking it down regardless. He doesn't need any help. mousesports are down a man, and Rob's going to try and bail them, but he's stuck in a 1v2 with the bomb, and with plenty of time. It peeks through the molly, and Robs gets himself a frag. He's suddenly made this a 1v1.
How on earth has he done this? He's going to be allowed to get the bomb down as well. It's just Zeus, but Zeus is top fragging right now. For NaVi, he's got to try and continue this and lead by example, but Rop's going to land the shot, and mousesports 14-7 as they reset the economy of NaVi on the back of that round as well. They will be at the max loss bonus. Flamey made some extra cash on the back of this, so as they look to try and scrape a buy together, maybe they can make it somewhat decent, and they will have rifles at least. They have a little bit of extra utility on Flamey. Zeus trying to get it down to an SMG, but this is dismal at best for NaVi. They needed more in this buy. Simple, gonna try and make it work with the M4 over into the apartments, going aggressive early on, does have some support. Flamey did an absolutely fantastic job of holding down mid in the round prior. Now he's going to try and go above and beyond once again.
Oh, Simple, look at this. He's peeking through the smoke. Flamey's even killed one as well. He's going to wide strike for a little bit more. Simple jumps on top of the pallet, but only one for him. Still back into a 3-on-3, and hell, while it wouldn't traditionally be a good situation, this is one of the best spots that NaVi have been in all half. Certainly winnable. Problem is, mousesports are all grouped up, and NaVi is split one per site and a man in the middle. Not quite literally. It's Edward up in Library, looking to lock down this long split. But mousesports, they are avoiding that. They want to make this nice and short, quick and concise. Rops is already up in the apartments, and he could catch a timing to Electronic. He didn't just spot his head there, but Electronic, he knows, he's ready for it. And that's the kill coming out on the A site to now put NaVi in the advantage. Oscar's going to get tagged by the nade, and Zeus is on the back line, finishing it off. Electronic will do exactly that. NaVi win their 8th round, their first of the CT side, Harry. They're going to need a lot more.
Yeah, the one issue is when you count the cash who's over on this CT side, that reset is still looming. Oh, Chris J. Heat up a bit there for him, but he does extinguish the molly. Now pushing through, Edward gets caught on the cusp of a Molotov and finished off by Chris J, but Simple and Zeus answering back, doing a good job of locking down Banana. They do force mousesports away for the time being, and now it's going to be back to the drawing board here for Mouse. Man down, 3v4, and going to be walking out towards this A bomb site where two players do lie in wait. Electronic up on the balcony. Flamey inside of the bomb site, but Electronic already bested Flamey. They know where he is. Get a tremendous 3K just rounds ago, and they would have loved for him to deliver those same heroics now, but he hasn't. Oh, but Simple through the smoke might have just made this possible. 2v2 in the retake.
Yeah, they have kits as well. They're going to go quickly in with the flashbangs. Will Oscar predict the pace being set? Actually, Simple holds off. He's allowing Zeus to get into position, and the jump up will not work. It's just Stico, who's low HP, the new addition back in this roster. He cannot hold. Simple's found himself both on the retake and 4 in the round. You said, Harry, that we need Simple to come back into life for the second half. Well, that has certainly happened. He's up to 12-13 now. He was bottom of the board the entire first half. Bottom of the server, in fact, but no longer the case on either of those. It's not too late for NaVi.
No, it's certainly not too late for NaVi. The one issue that they are going to start to have, though, is these rounds never being very clean. And you haven't really gotten too much of a chance to break the mousesports economy. They've still got money, even looking to the future. Simple, though. He started to come alive in these last few rounds, and that's the worrying factor now for your mousesports. You've been very, very fortunate that the best player on this NaVi squad, and one of the best players, if not the best player in the world, has kind of been sleeping initially. Edward. We're going to go ahead and get one. The trades go back and forth, but it's a 2v3, and already mousesports looking pretty locked out of this round. Just Stika and Rops left alive.
Rops, he's going to try and abuse the smoke, but it's already faded. The free smoke behind him, that's good, but he can't really peek into the pit because of the body on the balcony is left a bit of a cover. Luckily enough, Simple wide straight with his back turned, and if mousesports won this round and reset NaVi, that would be dire. Luckily enough, Flamey's going to try and keep things intact, but Robs has found his second of the round. 12 HP is left on him. And now The young gun versus the old dog. Zeus is going to be coming back in from short, and Rops has jumped up, but Zeus is ready for it. Got to win the clutch. NaVi is still in this one by the skin of their teeth yet again. As you said, not building up the economy, but also not breaking mousesports. There's still cash in the coffers.
Tactical pause, though. More than justifiably so. You know, if you're mousesports, you go ahead and lose the last 3 in a row. NaVi just 4 rounds behind you. Not at that kind of safe match point. Pretty safe in Pro League in the sense you still get a point at least as well if you want to look at the grand scheme of things if you go through to overtime. But mousesports are certainly not safe yet.
And mousesports, I mean, name mousesports and throwing away massive leads. Like a more iconic duo. There's not one.
They do love that.
They love it coming close, even win or lose, regardless. Like mousesports will be the classic.
And I mean, now you got Stiko back in. It's like the original.
Yeah, right.
The original squad.
Choke sports. But sometimes they win it. They'll do that. They'll go like 14-7. It will get to 14-14, and then they'll just win the game.
You'll be like 90 rounds into a best of 1, and finally mousesports close it out. It's like.
That's why you always have to worry with this team.
Yeah, and you know, on the flip side, NaVi, a great team at digging deep and pulling through and finding these comebacks, right? So, it's a bit of a match made in hell here for mousesports. Zeus gonna find a double over at the top of Banana, and he's been absolutely unreal. Like, real shout out to Zeus. He's 21 kills, top of the board right now. Pretty significantly as well, top in the server even.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Not what you see every day from NaVi, and it's not one of those top frags where it's like, oh, everyone's playing bad, so Zeus, yeah, I guess he's top. He's playing really well. Again, 2 opening kills down Banana in this round, 1 with a nade, 1 with a rifle, and we've still got a triple B setup here for NaVi. I mean, that's ballsy, but it won't be too much of a risk when you got more and more frags coming in by the second. Bomb spotted and dropped by Simple, retrieved by Oscar, but what does he decide to do here? Close smoke to keep NaVi guessing, force out some more nades, and there really isn't much left of that for NaVi.
A quick B stream update for everyone. Big just win their game versus FaZe. Their first map, 16-9 over on Cash. So second map of that going to be starting in about 10 minutes. Just throw a random number out there.
Oh, we'll be in overtime by then.
Let's wait and see. Rops and Oscar still up. These are definitely the 2 people you would want to try and find something, but Flamey's already deleted them. Rops now, he has looked good today. He's very comfortable isolating these fights over here inside of the A bomb site, but Electronic catches him from the pit. Now 11-14. And finally, we see that mousesports economy grinded down, and it has been a grind. Make no mistake about it. There's still very little money up for NaVi as well. That reset still looming over them, but they get that chance now to try and build up the economy, build themselves back into this game. Edward, please buy armor. Okay, he did. Whoa. I was getting worried there.
He did buy FAMAS, though. Not sure if I agree with that. He even had money for the M4 as well, so I'm not sure where that came from. Just trying to save some for a rainy day, and it's not today because mousesports, they are looking to make things hot and heavy out of the apartments. Bit of a waterfall, so maybe there will be some water after all. Electronic playing from the site. Rops just decimates him. Stiko jumps up as well. And, oh no, if this is the round that NaVi lose to pistols of all things. Mousesports have got the bomb down. It's a 4-on-2, and the nature of Inferno, save, save, save. NaVi, they know it all too well.
What a devastating way to potentially lose out on the comeback if you are NaVi. Yeah. That was their chance to, you know, that was the storyline we were spinning, right? Heading into that round is, you know, it's NaVi's chance to build up some money, remain resilient if they lose any rounds. But instead, they get toppled by, you know, a bunch of ragtag boys and their Tech 9s. That's all it takes. 15-11 here on Inferno. Just one more round for mousesports to take this map, and only Edward surviving. He has enough to drop another FAMAS over, which is anything but fantastic. Simple. He's got an M4, but doesn't have any utility to work with. So he's probably going to be buying an MP9, old favorite. Now he's going to go Deegan armor, just so then he can get a little bit more in terms of utility. This is not a happy buy for NaVi, and certainly not the sort of buy they want if they want to try and get back into this game. Already Oscar opening things up with that frag onto Electronic. Simple knows if they want to stand any chance of coming back, he's got to try and go massive. Him or Zeus really are the two that we're going to look towards.
I mean, Oscar was pre-aiming for the jump there from Electronic. He was ready for Electronic to jump across. Oh, Chris J, got to be careful. He's getting mollied out. Edward will finish off the job, but he can't retreat because a terrorist molly is cut off his back. Luckily, he does eventually get away, and Rops is going to push into, well, I was about to say his death, but the death of Simple instead. Natus Vincere have got to be sincere if they want to bounce back from this 3-on-4, and Flamey's got to be the man to do it here with a one FAMAS on this A bomb site. He has been crumbled, and there are only 2 CTs left up.
Now this all looks like it should be coming up mousesports. It's Zeus. We've highlighted him as having fantastic performances today, but he's not ready for Sunny in the backline. mousesports, it takes him a little bit longer than they would have liked, but they close out Inferno here versus NaVi. And that will be them winning this first map in this series. 16-11 mousesports. Doing very well. And, you know, for me, the standout player, not top of the board, but it was Rops. I think he was absolutely fantastic. The amount of high impact rounds we saw him have. You know, some of the almost clutches, even the keeping the economy down low. A lot of that coming on the back of him, but everyone over on this side of mousesports having a fantastic showing. Oscar as well, top of the board. We're going to go ahead and throw this one over to a break. We'll be back with map number 2 in just a bit.